after cordial. Never been in. That's great. Probably John back. Be back. That's Tampa. Tampa. Yeah. Good morning. I think that's right. Who owned the 7-7? Hamilton. Yep. Hamilton. Well, I got no. Okay. Everything you see is 50 years old before we get started. Whatever they had. Whatever they had. Look. what they call them. I call them bringing the finish. Yeah, maybe not really. Really can't see. Huh? The Boone Island. 24. I go from junior high, that was 23. Yeah. Hey guys. What's that? About our neighbor? He brought a pair of good farming around me up there, pulling the dirt. Now look, okay.
Testing.
Yeah, it's moving here.
Welcome to the works. Local Racing Roundup live on Facebook. We're also on YouTube, and Mike Kraft is doing techie stuff.
Got it?
Here comes Mike Kraft, our illustrious leader. And I'll explain the works. It comes from KCCheeseVideo. Cheese comes from Charlie Kraft. Because he liked cheese, he liked the number 4. See here, the number 4?
Remember?
Absolutely.
It was
And
the cheese-colored number 4.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Kraft raced back in the day with Ray Lee Goodwin, our guest tonight.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, Ray Lee.
Thank you very much for having me.
Honor to have you here.
There's the first trophy at Olympic Stadium.
First one you won?
Yeah.
Wow.
That picture looks like it's been through a war.
No, it was built over Lane's garage. They all look like that.
Yeah, and I think Ron was saying earlier, or was it Friday? I can't remember, Friday. But aircraft engine?
No, GMC.
Oh, GMC.
GMC.
Oh, Jimmy. Okay.
Yeah, if it's Elmer Lane in Kansas City, it's a GMC.
GMC.
Yes, sir.
So is that a 6-cylinder?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what year was this, Ray?
That was 60.
Wow.
60 or 61.
Yeah, year I graduated from high school.
Now, was it a rule you run them 6-cylinders, or did it have an advantage?
No, it was because I went to Central High School, and Elmer Lane said, if you work in the shop, machine shop, I'll build you an engine. Looked like an even trade to me.
Yeah.
So that's the way we got started.
I think you said earlier something about this was Olympic here?
This is Olympic, and this is later year, and this is duck quorum, and let's see, I'll think of these names just a minute, but duck quorum and Judd McFarland built this car, and that was, duck quorum was he was in drag racing, and back in 56 through the 60s, all horsepower came off the drag strip.
Is that right?
I mean,
So that's a V8 as opposed
oh, that's
to
V8.
6-cylinder.
That's probably 283.
283.
Uh-huh.
Now, 327s, when it evolved, they became the motor of choice.
Yeah, and then 350s.
Right. Now it's got some fins on the back where the number 13 is. Is that a cut down 57 Chevy? Or
Yes, sir, it is.
is it really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, Jerry Well put the first fins on the back of the car. He called his 93 Who'da Thunk It. So everybody had, after Who'da Thunk It, everybody had wings on the back of their car.
Now,
Yeah.
your number 23 here, that was because you're driving for Junior Howard. It was the number 24.
That's correct.
That's a team car or his
Yeah, that's-
backup car? Or
No, Joe Latchney owned that car.
Joe Weston?
Joe Latchney, and he was out at the air base. He came in, and of course he was a ranked official out at the air base, so he could afford going racing.
Ah.
Yeah.
So far, you haven't owned your own car, have you?
That only when this 13 comes back by there.
No, you had it.
Yeah.
It's the bottom picture that changes, yeah. We're breaking Ron in on the switch.
Okay.
There he goes.
All right.
There, you got it.
So Junior Howard he's a legend just like yourself, but did he build cars or?
Everything he built was as good as possible that could be built. Yeah. Of course, that's back to the duck quorum car. And yeah, Junior was an excellent welder and an excellent mechanic. And if he'd tell you, he'd say, I say, what can I do to make this better? He says, rather than to tell you wrong, I won't tell you at all. That's a nice way of saying it's a secret.
Junior Howard was, you got to respect that man. Back in the day, he carried with a lot of respect, didn't he?
He was 7 times champion of Olympic Stadium, Kansas City champion. And I'm not, this is not a brag, but I was the first one to defeat him
Oh,
at
really?
Olympic Stadium, yes.
Well, we're not going to let the cat out of the bag later. We're going to do it right now. It says on there 1968 Knoxville Nationals champion. That's you.
Well, that was after and we moved to the racing operation to Lincoln, Nebraska, and I did not. Now that's Topeka, Kansas.
Right.
And that young lady is the flagman's wife.
At Topeka? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
What's his name there?
Oh, no, I tell you, his father was a promoter at Topeka.
Man, isn't that a beautiful car though, Greg?
Yeah, but the 97's familiar. Is that
That's Luther Brewer.
Luther Brewer's
That's
car?
Drexel, Missouri.
Yeah, out of Drexel.
I think we've got another picture of this in color coming up.
So
here.
the guy, Drescher at Topeka, does that ring a bell? Did Dreschers have it?
No, this guy's way before Drescher. This guy was an IMCA, his father was an IMCA late model driver, and something like Wild Willie, somebody. I just can't think of them all, but that's his daughter-in-law.
Well, see, I wasn't around, so I can't help you a whole lot.
Well.
I've heard of a lot of this stuff, but nothing like living it, right?
I got to go back here just a minute. Let me
Okay,
see
excuse me.
If I can here, if I can see it.
Now, you said Topeka. Was that the little track out in the country?
No, that was the
the
fairgrounds. That was the fairground. 21st and Topeka Boulevard.
I want to know, is that a white wall on the right front?
Probably. If that's the cheapest tire you could buy, that's a white wall on the right foot.
That's what it looked like.
And they didn't have beadlocks back then, so.
Yeah, we just talked about that coming up there.
So that right rear looked like a snow-treaded tire.
That was an Ivy. That was an Ivy tire. You could buy one of them and use it for 5 years.
Yeah. Okay, Greg, are you
provided you didn't get it cut.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this picture here? Tell us who these people are.
All right. I don't see very well,
Well,
but this is
the audience can help out.
myself,
Right
and then
there.
that's Dick Sutcliffe,
Sutcliffe back here behind
and
the
that's
trophy.
and that's Kenny Greitz that lost his life at Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay, just the Sutcliffe left.
Left, and then that's little Joe Saldana,
There you go, Greg.
Jerry Blundy,
Jerry Blendy,
Bill Oots.
Bill Oots.
There's Don Hewitt out of Troy. Yeah, Ohio.
Looks a little like
Yeah.
Richard Petty.
Well, now, do you know whose dad that is?
Troy Hewitt?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Hewitt.
You got it.
That's his
Yeah.
dad.
That's his father. Yes, sir.
What a deal.
Yeah.
You believe this? I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
Man,
Oh,
man. We met in Florida, and the Hewitt kids were laying over here in the dust, and we were down there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But that's the way we.
So this is Tampa.
No, that's Knoxville, Iowa.
Oh, okay.
That's the night. That's the night we won the Nationals.
I was going to ask if Dingus was around back then.
Dingus?
Oh, Dingus Bar?
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. You got some of it right here.
So that motley crew, would you guys go over to Dingus after the races?
Probably not.
Probably.
Probably not. Alice Jean was with me. And that's absolutely not.
Yeah, I get it.
That was absolutely not, huh?
That's right.
And they used to play some poker there in one of the barns there, didn't they? After the races.
There's more money changed hands in that bar. There's one of them right there. If you want to look at one, there's an object that was in the bar. I mean, we called it for years. We called it the Arizona Barn.
Arizona barn, yeah.
If you want to go look at race cars, you go around on the street.
Yeah.
If you want to look at gambling, go to Arizona Barn. And it was quite interesting.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I miss that because, honestly, that's kind of the way I remember Knoxville when I first started going up there, was with Charlie, and we always hung out with the fire crew back there behind the grandstands.
Right.
And then all the cars were right in the barns
That's right.
around there, and you could walk around in the barns and talk to the drivers and watch
Yeah,
them work on the cars.
Yeah. Everybody was honest. Not honest on the crap table, but I'm talking about honest with a race car. You leave your car there, the car would be there in the morning.
Well, things had to have been a lot more laid back then because it wasn't such a big money thing, was it?
No.
No.
That's it. That's Luther Brewer's second automobile that he built for me, and he sold the other car, the 97, to Jack Cunningham. Now, you want a little story about the
Oh, yeah.
Sure,
All right.
hit us with it.
the 97 car? The first time I rented it in Knoxville was the afternoon race of 1966. and we led it 19 laps. Junior Howard was my mechanic, helping mechanic that day. And of all things, something happened. It didn't go the full 20 laps,
Yeah.
25, whatever. But that car, the next year, Jack had sold a 97 car to Jack Cunningham. He didn't have a driver.
Yeah.
So that's Gary Swenson. I drove for this gentleman from 1968 to 1975.
Wow.
I didn't change drivers. Like,
Yeah.
if your shorts fit, leave them on. You know, that's what happens there. Anyway, we're sitting at Knoxville, and I told Jack Cunningham, I'll drive your car until we get it paid for. The old red 97. So anyway, we come there, and he finishes this car right there. I take this car to the Nationals. And when did Thad Dozier win the Nationals? 74?
No,
64. 67.
The year before you did that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Woodside won in '66.
That was Jay Woodside.
In '66, that's right.
Yeah,
Sweet.
but I led it with the other car until Jay won the feature.
There you go.
And I'm running the Dozier gets this ride, and we had to have a number already sent in, or you couldn't run the Nationals.
Really?
And so his number was 74. And so I called Luther Burr, who's the tallest of the bunch right there. And I said, I can get you Thad Dozier, and you can use this number. He's already got it sent in. He goes to Knoxville. Dozier had drove the cars a little bit before, but anyway, he goes to Knoxville. Wins the Nationals with a car I give him, and I run fifth with this car. And so if you got a soft seat, you better sit in it. Anyway, that's
I'll be
part
darned.
of it.
Isn't that ironic how
Wow.
stuff like that works out?
Yeah.
Well,
That is-
you know, I'm going
Go ahead,
to point
excuse me.
out right now that Iowa, the famous, illustrious Knoxville, Iowa, you guys were going up there, and there wasn't Iowa drivers dominating. There was
Not yet.
Kansas drivers and Missouri drivers, and you guys from right here in this
Olympic
this area.
Stadium drivers were,
Yeah.
they were the hot setup.
Hot setup, yeah. I got a question on this car, as well
Excuse
as
me.
most of them. How in the world did you guys get by with running those injectors like that without any air breather or filters or?
He overhauled a lot. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the thing is, though, as much dust is raised on the track,
Right.
you would think that those things would suck a bunch of that in there.
Just like a vacuum
Did
cleaner.
it just pass it right on through?
Just like a vacuum cleaner, yeah. But another thing, anytime you put over your injectors,
Yeah.
put anything over, it
Restricted-
richens up the car,
Restricted.
and the rest of them guys go on by.
Ah,
Say,
okay.
anyway,
Breathe.
yeah,
Some kind
they put a filter on that costs you $500
Yeah.
and still run the same injectors, you know.
Yeah.
But the engine runs a lot.
Okay.
Says you were sponsored by Jack's seat covers. Was that a problem? Did you?
No.
Did you
No, sometimes I have to change them often, but no.
Up in Lawrence, Kansas, I see it says.
That's right. And he was a gentleman out of Lawrence, Kansas, and sponsored us several years.
I'll be
It's been a
darned.
pretty scary ride.
Oh yeah. Oh no. This was a great race car right there.
Man.
Probably one of the, not because I drove it or anything, but from here on out, that was one of the winningest cars ever sit on in Kansas City.
Where was it made? Who built it?
Drexel, Missouri.
Luther Brewer?
Luther Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Again?
Jack Cunningham brought it to Kansas City. Hired Bob Williams.
Yeah.
And how many races he won in 1 year? 46 something.
What? 46?
If you wanna, now you write that one down in ink.
46?
They won Olympic and Knoxville and Beacon, they were winning everything.
Yeah, this car here, and that's Alice Jean. But this car here, I came out of Drexel, Missouri with the car, and we won three championships in Kansas City with that car. And, no, two with that car, and one with my own. I won
Yeah.
with the 13 car. And then this car went to Topeka, 2 times champion up there.
I'll be
So it was,
Yeah.
and then Bobby had to be a blowhard and win 46. You know.
Well, thinking about it and looking back, was there something special about it? I mean, what made it such a winner? I mean, it sounds like you had 2 good drivers.
This is one of them deals you can't tell that Junior Howard will tell you. Rather than tell you wrong, I won't tell you at all.
Oh, okay.
No. No, the deal on this car had a 48-inch rear end, a narrow rear end. And it had, this was a C&T automotive car. This car was built up. Greg Well bought C&T automotive car, and Belk,
Belk.
no, I'm sorry. Brewer went down there to Greg's garage, traced that son of the buck.
Oh, really?
24 inches,
Uh-huh.
38 inches, 28,
Oh, really?
and went home. He was
Built one.
He was a postmaster. Went home and put the car together, a piece at a time. And I'll promise you, this car, a man lost his life out in Sacramento, California in that car. But if it was still on its wheels,
Yeah.
you'd still be chasing it because its traction was the idea.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Drexel, Missouri, where Luther Brewer
Yes.
had a car.
Yeah.
Did he race at that Westline Holmes Road
Some.
Speedway? Did you race there too?
Yeah, some.
Was that racetrack on the map, or was it kind of a backwoods operation?
Well, the man at Westline, the man built trophies
Uh-huh.
and cussed a lot. I don't know if we're building trophies, but anyway, we went to his backyard. He made a racetrack where his wife could sit in the backyard, sit on the back steps and watch him race down below.
I'll be.
And so Westline, the first champion out of there was that when, was that Oots, the first champion of Westline? Okay, well anyway,
Well, there was another little country track called Thunderbolt south of Sedalia.
that's him. And that's where he
And that's
came.
where Oops probably
Yeah, that's,
cut his teeth.
how old were you then?
13.
13.
13. Okay, who's these guys here, really?
Excuse me.
I'm trying to remember who was the flagman, Ron? Jim Paps.
Uh-huh. And now that one next to him is,
Right here.
Roger Lane.
No, it's Gary Swinson right there.
No, that's before Swenson. I'm pretty sure that's before Swenson.
Roger Lane standing next to you.
Well, he's
Yeah,
got a T-shirt on. What'd that say, Ron?
L.A. Wheels.
L.A. Wheels.
Yeah, that's who sponsored us. Is that Craig? I mean, who is that on the outside? I can't even.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
No, that's all right. But that's Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah.
And them 2 guys on the right are iron workers.
Hmm.
And that's who built my wheels.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yeah.
There was several wheel builders back
Yes, there
that
was.
era. There was a TV Wheels.
That was
LA
over in
Wheels,
Kansas.
And then
Uh-huh.
Weld.
Yeah. We built a wheel, and then are we doing something wrong?
No, there's some people at the door. Our next guest.
Okay, excuse me. Here, the TV wheel was 2 racers from Riverside
Van
State,
Bibber.
Van Bibber and Taylor, that were good racers.
Yeah. Here's the defining moment here, Greg. This is the Knoxville Nationals win.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's 10,000 people there, and that was 1968.
Well, I mean, were you prepared that you could win that? I mean, you went up.
I led it once. You can lead it, you can win it.
So you had some confidence.
A little bit. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
I mean, you go to races nowadays, or the last several years,
Yes, sir.
on intimidation level. Was Knoxville as intimidating then as it is now?
Yeah, it'd blow your dress up. It's always been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very.
I mean, it's a big deal.
Yes, this race right there in 1968 paid $3,290 some bucks.
Oh, that was it? 3,200?
That is it. That's more money than was in Knoxville.
Yeah, that was a lot of money then.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't my boy's not here?
Ron's over here.
Oh, Ron, how much money was it?
3,290.
There you go.
Wow.
Back in
I got part of it right here.
1968.
Got a part.
You still got something.
Still got $1.50.
Well, I wonder what the Indy 500 paid in 1968.
Well, now I'll tell you what. Somebody ought to know that. Somebody ought to know
Mary can
that.
find out. She's going to get on her tablet. She'll find out.
I mean, that was a lot of money.
Well, yeah, I think this probably had $1 million purse in Indianapolis, but you didn't get $1 million for winning.
Right, right.
That's what it paid in 1968.
You know, there's very few of us, Rayleigh, that will ever have the opportunity to have the feeling that you had that night. I mean, that had to be.
Absolutely.
It had to be the moment.
Yeah, and they locked me out of my motel. Nice guys.
Were you celebrating that hard?
No, we were trying to get gathered up, but we had a wonderful time. I had people around that excellent race fan. Yeah, excellent.
Well,
And this little man, excuse me, just
Yeah.
1 minute. This little man, see him there with the hat on.
with a hat on, right
With
over
a hat
here.
on
Yeah,
over
this
here.
guy?
Taylor-looking hat.
He was led all heat races and featured with the 3-wheeler motorcycle deal. Well, do you
Really?
remember?
No, I remember it. It was
And the last thing would happen, if after the feature's over, he'd bring his Pontiac out, hook the motorcycle on the. He's gone for another week.
your other owner's standing behind Marion Robinson there.
Marion Robinson.
Marion Robinson.
Right here, this guy?
Yeah.
But your other owner, Gary's father-in-law, Charlie Swinton, Charlie Williams is
Charlie Williams.
standing right behind Marion.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a,
Mary, you should be showing this big picture. I'm sorry.
that's a happy winner,
There you
man.
go.
Oh, it's fine. It was really good. This gentleman they've passed. So many of my great friends have already passed away. But Charlie Williams told me one time. He told me one time. He says, "If they pass you in a corner, I can't do a damn thing about that. But if they pass you on the straightaway, I can help that." Meaning he had some more bucks at home.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
but,
the guy.
yeah, and Charlie Williams was Gary Swinson's father-in-law. So it really was a friendly, it was family. And I always said when I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, if Mrs. Swinson couldn't fight for me enough, Mrs. Williams would pray for me more. So I don't know how in the hell they ever beat me up there because I had them praying for me and fighting for me.
Yeah.
So,
I
anyway,
got to ask you.
yes, sir.
What time did you get to bed? If it had been me, I couldn't have slept till the next day.
Well, I'd always lie a little bit. I'd slam the door and say, "I'm awful sleepy," and Alice would come around and
Yeah.
take me to the pillow.
Now,
That would, I know how I come home from RC racing some nights.
Yeah.
I'm only talking about RC racing.
Yeah.
You know, after you have a big win or, you know, you really
Sure.
do good, have a good race. And I lay in bed and toss and turn and think about that and think about what I could have done, what I didn't do, what I should have done.
No, no,
Not on that one.
well, no.
he did everything right.
Yeah, we did. And I didn't do it right.
Yeah.
The car was capable,
Uh-huh.
probably from the first day I sat down in it.
Uh-huh.
But it taught me to find the front.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
You're doing stuff here in this time period that professional race car drivers do. Were you a professional race car driver, or did you have a job?
I'm-
9 to 5.
I worked I don't care if I be in Lincoln, Nebraska at 12 o'clock at night. At 7 o'clock Monday morning, I was at going to work for Bob Winsky at, where'd we work?
Only way.
Yeah, we went to work. He worked there, his father worked there, and
Sutcliffe worked there.
Sutcliffe worked there.
Really?
Hell yeah, if you can drive a race car, you can surely drive a truck.
Wow.
You listen to that, Houston? Man, if racing falls in, man, you got an occupation.
Yeah.
So you hear about these guys racing, you race at least three times a week, didn't you?
Yes,
Or
yes.
more?
Well, sometimes more, but our schedule when I went to Lincoln, Nebraska was Friday night, we'd run Topeka, Kansas, come back to the farm and stay, and then we'd go up and run, we'd run Knoxville on Saturday night, Lincoln on Sunday afternoon, and then they got to fighting up there at Lincoln, Nebraska. There was two racetracks, Midwest and Eagle. And so the Eagle, Midwest quit Sunday night and run Wednesday night.
Oh.
So now we're going another trip back and forth to Lincoln.
Yeah.
That's Taylor.
Yeah, that's Pappy Taylor there.
Pappy Wells.
Yeah,
Or
that's
Weld.
Taylor. And
Yeah.
that's Opperman there in the center,
Yeah.
and something's throwing me off here. That looks like Tony Stewart on the far left. Glasses. That doesn't fit.
I don't believe
No.
it is. But if Linda, if Linda was here, she knows the gentleman with the bib overalls was from Pennsylvania, and he was Kenny Wells. I don't know. He was a mechanic.
But I mean, this Greg, how many of these iconic shots
I tell you what,
have we seen?
what
I mean,
you know what we call that thing?
what's that?
E.F. Hutton. He's talking and everybody's listening.
Taylor Weld.
Taylor Wells.
Now, where's this picture taken, you know?
You know, that would have to be a fairgrounds, or you wouldn't have the Pennsylvania guys in
I
there.
mean, that looks like Opperman's wing.
Well, I'd say it's 99 car.
Yeah, it's a
Wouldn't you-
nice car.
Wow.
You know, Opperman would end up there driving for Speedy Bill
Yeah,
in Nebraska,
yeah.
and he moved and stayed at Beaver Crossing. That's where he was
Sure.
known to live. Why did that happen? Why were you going up to Nebraska? Did you have connections with a sponsor?
No,
owner?
no.
Tracks were just that good? Or?
Well, it's probably paying more money at that time. Yeah, and the car owner, yeah, that's another one.
Right.
The car owner lived there.
That's important.
And, see, all after I got out of these cars, I ended up driving for Bill Smith for 2 years.
Speedy Bill?
Yeah,
Ah.
no, it was last 2 years of his house cars.
Yeah.
And,
I love, excuse me, the flagman's outfit for flagging that night.
that's it, yeah. And probably going to the bar and,
And going to the bar and whatever else
Yeah.
that would happen.
yeah, but that's Luther Brewer and that's his daughter, which I still see to the day, you know. The family, they live down by Harrisonville.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah, I could see Bob Reber in that outfit.
yeah,
Of course, has Bob retired, Houston?
No, he's lineup now.
That's what I mean.
He's
I
a
mean,
what?
He's not a flagman.
He's lineup now.
Yeah.
okay.
Lines up cars in the pit.
Now, that's a number 4, right?
Looks like it, vaguely.
See,
Yeah. Okay, we got to move ahead on.
Okay, let's
on
go.
On the pictures, we're going to have to.
There's a Brewer car.
There's a Brewer car.
Man, that's a
That's the
good
third
looking
car. That's the first 4-bar that he put out.
Yeah.
Drove that car twice.
Yeah.
Drove it to Oklahoma City, and Jerry Richard beat me in the main event. I ran second with that car, and before I got it in the pits, Brewer had sold it. And that's first night out.
Yeah.
Second.
One question, I think Ron and I talked about it, and I remember this is the car, but is this a cut down Indy car?
No.
Indianapolis.
No, that's a A.J. Watson chassis,
Oh, okay.
a 4-bar, and it was built just
Okay.
like supposed.
Now, I've
Yeah.
always heard that USAC would not allow roll cage.
That's correct.
Yeah. for the
to,
longest
to
time.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
And then you come up with a bolt-on cage. Did these cars have bolt-on cages?
That one did. That one did because it had been USAC. See, Greg Wells helped USAC bring the roll cage. That car brought the roll cage to IMCA because the gentleman that we just mentioned a while ago got killed at Kenny Wright's. And they made him take his cage off at Lincoln, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And he got upside down and it took his life.
Right.
And took IMCA out of business as far as sprint cars.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Now, IMCA was kind of like USAC.
Yes, only that it was, how would you,
Well, they were lesser.
these are fair dates.
Yeah, but they still ran, Sweden still ran up in the seventies.
Yeah,
Yeah, after Bryce got killed in '69, right at the fact the week after the Nationals. 2 weeks after the Nationals, he got killed.
yeah, he won the national.
Won the Nationals in '69.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
people that don't really understand this open wheel evolution, you probably first started out racing at Olympic or somewhere with a roll cage.
No.
No, your first car was no roll cage?
Well, yeah, the modified was a roll cage, but the first Sprinter I drove was a,
USAC IMCA.
what would we call that, a belly hoop?
Hoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, hoop.
Hoop over the top. And,
So they started listening to the old boys that raced at
No.
Olympic and had a home-built car with a roll cage.
well, they started listening to people when the drivers got smarter in second grade education. And Greg Wells was one of them. And, it was a whole lot about
Yeah.
being a man without a roll cage.
Oh, yeah, I
What the
remember.
hell good is a man when you don't have a head?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
You know.
Or broken neck.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway,
Oh, here's this is, I love this. Man, that thing is beautiful.
that's before we ever raced it.
I mean, now that's a race car.
Yeah, that's right. That was called a Don Edmonds
Yeah.
chassis. I mean, that's not an Edmonds
Oh,
chassis.
yeah.
It's copied after
Copy,
Well, that's Luther Brewer again.
that's Brewer. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So did Edmonds build a single roll bar car back
Sure.
in the days?
Yeah.
I see.
His dad had,
So,
his father had one.
Yeah, but he was responsible for building the coops, the Ritson, like, the one that had the shell on the top.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That was on the front of the racing. He was
Yeah. Well, that's a nice looking car
That's
there.
a 24 car that you're known probably the most for, the 24.
Well, yeah, I drove that in, that's probably Tampa. I can't, where's
No,
that?
that's not Tampa.
Where's that? Des Moines?
I don't think it's, no, I don't think, that's not Tampa, I know it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Excuse me.
we gotta move on.
Go.
Go ahead.
No, sir.
Understand this was quick time at Knoxville.
Yeah.
And what are
No, that's quick time. That track record's still standing.
Where?
Plant Field, Tampa,
Oh,
Florida.
Tampa. Well, I
Yes,
guess say
sir.
the track's not there anymore,
No,
is it?
that's the idea of it.
That's why it's standing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
24.63. That was a big half mile.
That must have been a big half mile.
It was a slick half mile.
Yeah.
And that record stood for this for 20 years with Bobby Graham on it.
Oh, really?
You know,
Yeah.
Bobby Graham was 6 or 7 times IMCA champion.
Yeah.
Well, that was the time that broke his time in an office.
I'll be there. Wow.
And that car I was driving there was out of Pennsylvania. Yeah. But, the man just died 2 or 3 months. Al Hamilton.
Yeah. Is this Knoxville?
Knoxville.
I was gonna say, that looks like the old barn over on the
Yeah.
right. In the end of the grandstands there back in the
So,
days.
where's Junior Howard now that you're driving the 24?
He's just winning races.
He's still driving 24
Or is winning races somewhere
back
else.
in Kansas City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Junior was a family man and worked for Pittman company out at Grandview.
Vernon Pittman.
No, not Vernon Pittman, but it's Pittman something in Grandview. I can't remember, but they were a big company, and Junior Howard was their
Yeah.
#1 mechanic.
Okay, now this is your IMCA championship here,
That's,
right?
that's the last, you're looking at the last trophies we won. That's Bill Smith on the right,
Yeah.
and that's 1975, and I already have retired, but we had enough points before the end of the season. We got hurt the 28th day of July, I think it was, and I had enough points to win the last championship at
How many,
Lincoln, Nebraska.
how many feature wins did it take to win
I
that? Can't remember.
No, I don't remember the features.
You're one of them
So
guys.
you don't have no idea how
Never,
many
never
you
kept the
won.
numbers.
No. And Gary Swinson says, we didn't come here to count features, we came here to win a race. And we called him Ole.
Ellie.
Ole, because he's sweet. But,
Ole.
yeah, that's right.
That's a bolt-on cage. You can still see
Yes,
the
sir, because we
halo.
ran it both ways. Ran it on IMCA and ran it on the other places. There's a car that picture is a track record at Tampa, Florida.
I'll be darned.
And if you'll see that, the way that car's set right there, if you'll see a car back 10 years ago,
Yeah.
that's the way it ought to be looking,
Yeah.
if I'm driving it.
If you're.
Well, hell, I know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I saw that same car in the pictures that we got from Junior last week.
Uh-huh.
Whose pictures are these? Where did these come from?
These are
Ron's.
Ron
Ron.
Covell's.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
You're
that's,
carrying that left front wheel there.
yeah, fast enough to win it, fast enough to be fast time.
Wow. So you're getting some bite then on that.
Oh, the car drove itself.
Now, this is the same car that won Knoxville.
Yes, this car is built in Kansas City. That's Hall,
Ted Hall.
Ted
Ted
Hall
Hall.
car. Do we have just enough time for two of these?
Yeah.
This car and Ted Hall's car that Woodside drove, both these cars had defects before the Nationals. Woodside went out and it rained it out. And Ted Hall and Randall, Mark Randall was sitting there. While we're sitting there getting ready for the next night, Ted went over there, Randall went over there, says, we got to go home. He says, why? He says, all the water's running out of your car through the exhaust pipe, so that means you got a broken cylinder. So he goes out to Kansas City, Ted, puts the engine together, comes up, and it's an afternoon show. And he wins the main event, and that's that Hall car. So that's 66, 2 years later. I go out with Gary Swinson had bought a Ted Hall car.
Yeah.
I go out, I'm going around, and we have fast time. Now, I'm not bragging that I have fast time. I'm talking about these cars are set up so well that,
Anybody can drive it.
well, that's what,
Basically.
yeah, everybody can drive it. Anyway, that's what oh, hell, I can't think of his name. Steve Kinzer, mechanic, would say, anybody can drive it.
Yeah, anybody can drive
Anybody can drive it. Well, anyway, and 2 years later, I go out and set a track record at Knoxville. I go around to to put on a show for the crowd, maybe a trophy day. I'm going down the back street. I pull the car out of gear, and it sounds like the bells of St. Mary's. That rascal broke a crankshaft. And this is the night before the race. Or no, this is a Thursday night. We run on Saturday. Gary takes the car home, puts a 327 in it out of Vito Chevrolet in Lincoln, and comes back out and repeats what Jay Woodside done a year or two ago.
Yeah.
We won the
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my life.
Yeah. Oh, we did this picture.
Okay.
So no.
Oh, okay. I think that's the last one.
That's my boy. That's my son.
Oh, okay.
That's
All right.
Raymond Jr.
Okay.
And that car was called, I can't think of his car owner's name. But he drove that car 3 years.
Now,
He's fine.
did you drive many wing sprints at all?
About a dozen.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I don't care. It's harder to beat them. I don't like anything that way.
Yeah.
I don't like the odds against me.
Right.
I like, if they're going to race, they're going to race me. They're going to race in my way. And it's not
Plus you want that edge. I mean, to me, I think that's what every racer in the world wants, is you want to feel like you got a little edge.
Yeah, you know where the little edge is? dearly beloved, we are gathered there. That's all. That's all.
So you got a couple of boys, right?
Yeah.
I have a boy and no, I have two boys. Raymond, I got grandchildren. You only count the ones you got at home, and that's Jerry Wells' famous saying. The guy says, "How many kids you got?" He says, "I only count the ones you got at home." So, but we had the two boys. This is Raymond Lee Jr. And raced for I'm saying 8 or 10 years. And got way smarter than Daddy ever was,
And
so
give it up.
I haven't seen him since.
Oh, shoot.
You know,
Yeah.
And your other boy, Mike?
no, that's my cousin.
That's Mike.
And that's Jimmy's boy. My nephew. That's Jimmy's boy.
Yeah.
And my other son is the coach at Sacred Heart of Sedalia.
Oh, really?
And-
Wow. Okay.
And you can go down and count his wins.
Yeah.
They're on
On the wall.
the wall.
In the gym.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, Ray, as much as I hate to do this, we got to wrap it up.
Well,
Man,
I
tell
need-
you what,
Wow, man.
it has been an absolute pleasure, and I so appreciate
Geez.
you and Heavy for bringing him up here from Sedalia
Thank you.
to sit in with us tonight.
God bless you, my
It
friend.
has.
He's- I
We
don't
got
see
one
that.
more thing, and I don't know where we're going to put that thing, but I think this is your IMCA.
That's the IMCA National
Just set her
Championship.
on the table there, Ron.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know, can you get all, is it all in there, Mary? I think it is.
It's all in there, yep.
But that's the IMCA National Championship Trophy, what year?
72.
72.
Yeah, we won. See, you was a year behind because you made the points in 71.
Yeah.
This was 72.
Wow.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that something?
They don't make them like that.
I wanted him to bring the Knoxville one, but he said it was 6 foot tall.
It is. It is.
And weighed 90 pounds.
Yeah, it is.
They'd have to drive a convertible to
Yeah.
haul in here.
Ron's not getting any younger. We don't want him to have a hernia or anything.
I want to thank all my friends that came tonight, and I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
My
It has
pleasure.
been
God
absolutely, it
bless
has
you.
been my pleasure,
God
believe
bless
me.
God bless you,
But,
too.
gee,
Fine.
memories.
Couldn't show, maybe take the camera there and maybe show some of the other people that came with them.
Yeah, I'll get out of here.
Well, if they want to come up and sit down here, they can come up and sit down for just a minute.
I want to know who this. I haven't met this gentleman here.
This is Houston Johnson.
I know the
And
name.
He's a late model
I know the name.
modified driver, son of Mike and Kyle Johnson that own I-35 Speedway.
Okay, my pleasure. I put on the first show at I-35.
Really?
Yes, it is. It was called Hummingbird Speedway.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
you were the promoter?
No,
No, I'm smarter now. I was a grunt. Saying, you're starting here and you start here. I was competition director.
I think I remember that now.
It was quite a place. The guy asked me when he built it, he says, before we ever qualified, he says, as rough as a son of a gun. He says, what do you think they'll do out there? I said, if you put enough nitrogen on it, about 100 bushels. And that's about how rough it was the night. I'm gonna have to get out of here. But I'm not crippled or anything. I just can't move.
got it, man?
Anyway, Ray Lee brought,
I just fell over in a race car.
he's got a whole studio full of people. This camera,
That camera and all kind of new that
Charlie,
yes, sir. See all the,
you gotta
the
tune my car.
racers in
You
here?
gotta tune my car up. My left leg's hurt.
This is Raymond Jr.
No.
Ron Covell.
Cobell? Is that how you pronounce it? Cobell, oh.
Anyway, we got a great studio
Get over here, Charlie.
participation here tonight.
How's that, Mary? Is that okay?
yeah, that's good.
Right there?
That's good.
Okay, come on up, Houston.
Thank you all so much for coming. It's been
When you see me,
We will.
I don't see one.
Absolutely. We'll give you a call. I got your number. So.
Have good racing season.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. really do.
And if you dump a sprint car enough, you'll need
I will.
You guys come by.
We sure will, and I'll get a hold of you, okay?
Yep, anytime.
All right, sweetie, you take care of yourself.
We're having a quiz on your dad today.
Oh no. Do I get to study
No,
first?
no, you don't get no copies. Sorry. You can look at it if you want to, but put you on the spot there.
you guys.
Ask you about you and your dad in Austin.
Great. I grew up right in the
I'm glad to have you on. We've had Austin on, I think,
Multiple times.
2 or 3 times, once with your mom, and
I was supposed to come once, but
yeah,
it was like a family one. 'Cause Austin and my mom came, but we were putting a motor in
Yeah.
on my late model,
Yeah.
so.
Come back, okay?
I've been out the
Yeah, I don't have to play Steve, not worry about it.
I wouldn't bother you if you're doing that.
Well, good
Nice
to see you,
meeting
Tom.
you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you all.
thank you, Ray Lee. Man, I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Well, folks,
You
we
know,
are.
just like all good ones, don't know when to go home.
That was a good win. That's where that came from.
This was a
right?
good win.
Rayleigh, good win.
Austin, Austin, I'm going to start this off wrong right off
Good
the
to
bat.
see you.
Nice to meet
Ray.
you.
Houston, how does that feel? I mean, that guy's a living legend
That was pretty cool, yeah.
in Kansas City racing. I mean, has pretty much done it all in a sprint car. I don't know that he ever drove any midgets or not, but
I meant to ask him if he drove a jalopy or a stock car.
well, the way they were talking about them old coupes. That
Yeah.
had to have been them old
We didn't
jalopies.
have a picture of that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have raced without a roll cage.
From Saturday or from Sunday night, I know why.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was,
But
wow, that what an era that was.
yeah. But anyway, we have went from old kind of to younger, and we've got Houston Johnson with us here now. And like I told Houston, kind of tried to fill him in a little bit. We're going to kind of quiz you a little bit tonight about your family and who might be the better driver and stuff like that. But start off with, how old were you when your dad raced, and did you help out in the pits? And the really big question is, was he as good or better than you in Austin?
No, he wasn't. We were babies and real little when he raced, so I don't,
Okay.
I mean, I vaguely remember, playing in the dirt
Yeah.
between the trailers, and that was about it.
Well, I don't know how many young kids that are racers now that we've heard that same story. They'd be in between the trailers playing
Yeah.
in the dirt with little Hot Wheels and stuff.
That was, the Hot Wheel was a great invention.
Yeah. But
Many generations.
I'm sure, though, you spent lots of time sitting in the car, doing stuff in the garage, helping out, and surely you remember some of that.
Yeah, a little bit. He stopped racing for a while and was out of it completely until he bought the track. So that took up a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
I think they've had it 12 or 13 years
Yeah,
now.
they really-
So that was a lot of my childhood. I wasn't at the track
Right.
until they bought it, and I think I would have been
Okay.
9 or 10-ish.
Yeah.
I was surprised when he bought that racetrack because I knew him before you were born.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's a racetrack owner.
Well, here I think we've got a picture, and one of the things I did kind of want to cover, this I think goes back, that's 15 or 16 if I remember right,
And that'd probably be, it was 14 or 15.
14 or 15 way on
Yeah.
back.
Those are the Charger cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
Grand
Bars.
Nationals.
Yeah.
Yep.
But on your Facebook page there, one of the pictures that I saw, why it said that you really thanked Buzz for the stuff that you have learned from him over the years.
Yeah. He taught us a lot. He would, back then, we still tear stuff up, but back in the day it was real bad and we didn't know anything, and he would come up to the shop 2-3 times a week, and he'd kind of fix it and show us
Yeah.
what to do and stuff like that, yeah. And he
Okay.
drove for our dad a lot.
Yeah. Have you and Austin ever really thought about sometime, maybe, even if you did it in pure stocks, maybe the three of you and Austin and your dad get out there and have a little grudge race?
We all raced vintage one night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh,
up
I
at
wish I'd have been
Bethany.
there.
I won that night, so I hold the
The
grudge
family
match.
championship.
Yeah. Yep.
Bragging rights at Thanksgiving or
oh,
whatever.
that'd be so cool.
I just sitting there at the computer today, and I thought, well, you know, that would be fun. I bet the fans would really get a kick out of that. But man, I wish I'd been there. I'd love to have videoed
The
that.
car buzzes in, and that
Yeah.
picture was just on. It's a vintage car now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That
really?
54, yeah.
Well, I know most of those cars that they race in that are either old late models or
Mm-hmm.
something
Yeah.
kind
That
of
was
goes
Buzz
back.
Caster himself driving that car?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember the last time Buzz drove. It was just, what, 2-3 years ago?
He brought
He
a-
drove, yeah.
brought
in
a
the E-Mod.
kid down to my track and practice, but that's been a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, was it his grandson?
Grandson,
Mhm.
yeah.
I can't remember the name, but Eddie's
Eddie.
boy?
Eddie Jr.
Eddie Jr.,
Yeah.
yeah. Of course, this is a fairly old picture here, too. Now, this goes back a little ways, because I don't even hardly remember that paint job.
Yeah, we bought that car. I rolled the week before, and it totaled the car, so we had to buy something quick, and that was a
Yeah.
LG2.
Huh.
So it wasn't my design, and we just stuck the number over theirs and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, I know you guys have some nice paint schemes on the cars that you do have, and, you know, I don't know how many different schemes I saw through here,
Mhm.
but
97.
now, is this a late model, or?
No, that's a Grand
That's a
National.
Grand National.
That was probably 2014 or 15. Probably 15. Yeah.
Okay.
So now that you've graduated to late models, there's none of those Grand Nationals still hanging around your shop or anything?
We still have some. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. The orange one that was in the picture with Buzz, we still have it. Actually, the first year they went to late model, we made it a late model.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
Was it
eventually,
competitive?
when it slicked off, it wasn't bad, but they were just so heavy compared to. I mean, it was 500-600 pound difference.
Oh, really?
So yeah. Because those old Grand Nationals, you couldn't get them much below 2,800 or so.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
they were basically just old modifieds, weren't
Mhm.
they?
Stock frame car.
Yeah.
And I presume this is I-35?
Yep. That's turn 3 before he added the guardrail and
Yeah.
stuff.
That also must have been in early spring. There's no crops in the field.
That was practice. That's why it's still clean.
Forgive me for this question, but have you raced anywhere other than I-35?
Yeah. I-35, Lakeside. I've raced Bethany, Humboldt, and 36.
Ah.
And Lucas. I raced Lucas a couple times, once or twice. Yeah.
In the modified?
Yeah.
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 Okay. And this is, I'm trying to remember, Zach
Sanders.
Sanders
Yep.
in the 69.
Mhm.
And there again, it looks like early spring. Well, maybe not. The grass is green on the infield. Is the high side your cup of tea? Because even from like...
It used to be more, so I've gotten better about not.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to think you could only run up there because, or like we were kind of forced up there because of the crate motors. You got to kind of get them wound up.
Uh-huh.
But I've learned better, so.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, particularly I think it was in the late model. We got 2 videos coming up, Greg. You're going to like both of them, I
All
think.
right.
Houston really does a great job of driving in both. And to me, they were there were 3 good races. The B-Mod
Mhm.
race with Shawnee was also
Yep.
another one. There was just 3 super races. I mean, the competition at I-35 sometimes blows your mind as to how close the racing is there. And I know you don't get to see it very often because you're at Valley or wherever, but I think you'll enjoy some of that. But it really shows you were running pretty low in the late model.
Yeah, and both of them actually.
Yeah.
I mean, the modified I probably would have rather ran up a little bit higher, but I didn't want to play follow the leader, so
Yeah. Okay.
it's kind of forced down there.
Oh, there it is. Let's go back. Wait a minute. You okay over there, Miss Devlin? I think this is the start. And
Yeah.
boy, this was fun to watch here. It's even funner later on when you and Carrie start sliding each other. But, man, you were hanging there with old Paul, isn't it Glendenny?
Glendinning, yep.
And
Carrie's back there in third.
now he's in the black car, in case you don't know, Greg.
Glendenning, I know.
No, Houston's in black
But
car.
that's Glendenning on the
Glendenning
top.
Yeah,
on the outside.
yeah.
I can't read numbers. Oh, I see the 97
Yeah.
on the black car.
But I mean, you know, what more do you want from a race than
That's
this?
awesome right there.
Yeah, what more do you want from a race than when you see something like this?
Well, you can't tell which one overcame the other.
Yeah. I mean, this is almost a video guy's dream come
Great.
true.
And what were you thinking, Houston? Did you
Um,
think you're going to get Glendenning, or?
Well, I kind of regret not getting up to the top a little bit quicker because I had the chance, I think, to clear him at the beginning, but I wasn't. Because I cleared him for the first couple laps on the bottom, I kind of thought it was the place to be, but
Place
then
the race.
I wasn't as good up on the top and kind of then wish I stayed lower. So
Well,
I don't have a ton of, I think I've only finished 4 features in that car, so
Huh.
I don't have a ton of laps in it yet.
well, he looks like the apparent winner. And here comes Kerry Davis, and and that's Cordray.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tom Cordray. I don't know if there was, this may not sound right, but if there was something wrong with Kerry's car or what, but he just didn't seem to have it Sunday.
I don't know. I think he got push started. I know that.
Yeah,
before the
I
feature,
remember
but
that. He did, yes.
I think everybody's gotten so much quicker also. Glendenning's been really good.
Uh-huh.
I know Cordray's in a brand new car too. So
Oh, is he?
yeah.
Yeah, he looked quicker than
Yeah.
last year for sure. Garage all winter, figuring out
Yeah, I
how
don't.
to go faster.
I don't know how many he won last year, but I don't think it'll be. It was
it
18 or 20,
18?
I think,
It was
somewhere
18.
up. The fluid. It's getting too
You
hot.
did a slide job.
Yeah, well, look here. Check this one out. Hello. But you ain't seen the best yet. Just hang in there. It's coming.
More sliders than White Castle.
Look here, though. Look up the pole. Boom.
Ow.
Come down off the
That's
pole.
going to leave a mark.
And I have to say, as good as you looked in the first part, I think I could have left this last part of the video off.
Yeah, you can probably
because-
fast forward out of that. The front end was knocked out after that. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I figured there was something went
Uh-huh.
wrong because you just weren't
No,
challenging or making up any room there at all on
Did
the second part.
Did something change on the car before that? I mean, was that corner different all of a sudden to you?
no, not until after we got together.
Did I meant to ask you? Did the car just break loose back there?
When we got together,
Yeah.
no, we hit tires.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
So it changed something.
it looked like you were going for the inside there.
Yeah, and we were dead even right there.
Yeah.
And then he knew what was coming, I think, and wanted to kind of beat me to the bottom.
Yeah.
And we hit tires.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay. But anyway, like I say, let's skip on past there.
Yeah.
Got to give Mike Taylor Jr.
Yeah, he
I
got
thought he
quick
had
after that at the end.
a really good run there, and then Cordray just hanging in there. Give it to that. But Glendenning, it was his night.
Yep.
I've seen him win twice. I think once last year and then again this year. I'm trying.
I think he won one of the last nights last year too.
I used to race against him up at Corning, Iowa. He's from Iowa.
Did you really, Greg?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he was a state champion at one point.
Mhm. And the track really looked super. I didn't see any place on the track that looked like there was any character. Or
No, not at all.
anything. It just really looked real racy all
Yeah,
night.
The racetrack looks great.
Yeah, there's a checkered flag.
Checkered flag.
Now, do these cars have more horsepower than the A-Mods?
Yeah.
Are you running
I've got an
Just
open,
motor. in
Yeah,
this?
I've got an open motor in this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
The rule book on these cars, do you have some way to restrict the
There we
rear
go.
suspension, or is it all controlled by the motor? Equaling of the rules, I mean, is it motor?
There's motor rules in there. What you're asking? Or-
Well, like, Cash Money Series has got a...
There's not as many restrictions, I don't think, as...
On the rear
Yeah,
suspension.
because I think they have to run certain shock packages.
Right.
and
Yeah, they do.
everything.
Yeah, it's
We
about
don't,
a
no.
$150 or $200 shock
Yeah.
package and a hard tire.
Yeah.
But now you started inside second row,
Yep.
and
Well, see, a black car again?
No, I'm the
white
white.
this time. Which reminds me, I couldn't find any pictures of your new paint
Of the new
scheme.
one?
No, on your Facebook page. And Lisa Burlington, I probably could
So
have
who's
contacted
out in
her.
front?
Lee Hibner.
Lee Hibner.
Yeah.
And here you are, you're in view of who Lee knows you're there by
Now,
now.
now right there, what just happened, he has to be running an open motor,
Yeah.
and you're running a crate.
You see it about every straightaway,
Yeah.
halfway to 3/4.
Exactly what I thought. I'll bet you Lee's running an open motor for sure, because you could get up, catch him at the corners, but after the exit of the corner, the way he just slowly pulled.
That's the worst part about the crate motor.
Yeah.
You know you're going to lose the straightaways every race.
Uh-huh. And that's got to be just a little bit disheartening, because you know the car's handling,
Yeah.
but you know he's going to pull away from you going down the straightaway.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I got under him, but
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I agree. That's why I thought it was such a great race. I thought, man, this is terrific. Like I say, this is a video guy's dream here to watch stuff like this. Because anytime you can get two or more cars in a frame.
yeah.
They probably
it's-
heard Cheeseworks was in the house.
Yeah, they knew I was there, right, sure. Hey, Cheeseworks here tonight, let's put on a
You
race.
weren't there the opening night.
No, you won that night, yeah. What was different about that night to this night? You just got out front and were able to maintain it?
Yeah,
or
but I
what?
started farther back opening night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I would say opening night, I got to the top and nobody else was up there, and
Oh, really?
yeah. And then Lee, he started on the pole, so he just kind of got the preferred line. I think had I been able to get out in front of him,
Uh-huh.
and I could have moved up a little, I don't know that he would have been able to get back around me, but
Yeah, I don't know if he'd had enough shot down straightaway to get around you. He could have got up there. But still, just some really good racing. And who's that? in
that's
third?
Daniel Harris.
Daniel Harris,
Yep.
that's right. He was in third, I think, the whole race.
Yep.
I don't see this changing too much.
Looked about the same the whole time.
But anyway, just some good competitive racing
Harris
and
is
close.
getting a little aggressive here.
He's actually the reason I moved down lower, because I
Right.
was kind of running up a little bit behind Lee, and then I saw him in 1 and 2 once, so I kind of moved down a little bit.
So now you're not knowing which side of the game to play here.
That was kind of the tough part, because I
Aggressive
saw
or
him.
defensive?
Yeah, I saw him there, so
Yeah,
I knew somebody was close, so I couldn't kind of search around as much as I would have liked.
yeah. And there's no possibility you could have, as you say, followed him and maybe tried a slide job?
I had a few chances at a slide job, I think, but I didn't want to take him out, and I was also content with second, so
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to do something to take us both out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he left me the bottom the whole time, and,
Yeah.
and we never touched once, so.
Besides that, he's a pretty big guy. I mean, pretty stout.
There you go. Now you got to.
Yeah, there you go.
That was about my best chance,
Your
but a
best
caution
chance.
comes out.
Yeah, now look, you're hanging with him there. Did you just carry more speed through the corner? Or what? Well, look at that rotor in the back.
Yeah, I glow some rotors.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Oh, okay, I thought they did, but I wasn't sure.
Are we expecting another guest, Mike?
We got one by phone, yes,
Ah.
but I don't know who that was.
You know, it'd be fun to take one of those sales calls and let them be the guest.
Hey, welcome to local racing roundup. What do you got for sale tonight? Da-da-da-da-da.
Daniel Lee Harris, man, boy, is he in a pickle there.
Yeah, he's starting to get some pressure too. Absolutely.
Man, their racing's awesome.
Something I haven't never figured out about I-35. Next time they come around and you see the grandstands, look how green the benches are on that one area. I don't know if that's a different kind of light.
Where at? Down in...
It's off to my left where I'm videoing. You'll see it here in a minute. I never have been able to figure that out. It's got to be a different kind of light.
I don't know
Or
if it means
something.
anything, but the first set of lights that place had, it was kind of green looking.
Well, no, look at the white benches when they go by right here.
Oh,
See?
yeah, I see what you mean.
And then it gets, whoop, hey, white.
Yeah.
It's got to be an old light or something.
Yeah,
Talk
old
to your
yellow
dad
lights
about
or
that, will
something.
ya? Yeah. Besides that, there's a dark spot right over there in 3.
Now what's going on? Here we go.
Right
Something
there,
exciting
right there.
here.
See how dark it is
Uh-huh.
right there? But anyway, look, see? I mean, I thought, you gonna lead this one? No. I mean, Houston, that's some fine driving. I mean, you guys are racing
He's
side by side,
Mhm.
and like you say, one mess up there, and it's adios, we're both gone, and
Houston's dialed in.
yeah, there you go again. Got to be getting close to the end here. Are you one of those guys that watch this stuff to evaluate your?
Yeah, I watched it, yeah.
Yeah. I never ever anticipated that drivers could learn stuff from watching these, but I guess you do.
Well, you can kind of watch, like, I had a couple chances where I probably could have forced a slide job, but
Uh-huh.
Last time you did that, you got into a pole.
What is the difference this year? This car and you are performing top notch. Did you do something over the winter, or?
no, it's the same car. I just got more. Last year was my first year in that car, so I'd say I'm more comfortable now, and
Uh-huh.
that's about the only difference.
I'll
out
be
there.
darned. Because I keep thinking, you know, the driver's going to tell, well, we got new shock packages here, and we're...
I put some new springs on it. That was it.
Yeah, well, I have to think then things do get weak.
Same crate motor and
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, I would have
Not
to think
look
that
like
those,
a happy ending there.
the springs would get tweaked a little.
Mhm.
Because just, you know, you'd think just one crash or one hit, or
Yeah.
especially a ruddy track one night, anything on the right side would be stressed pretty bad.
Go, go, go.
Do you run a new set of tires every week, or?
No, I typically try to get 3 or 4 nights out of them.
Uh-huh.
Typically,
I was gonna say, how many times can you grind them off?
it just depends. Like opening night, I had a new right rear on it, and I still had nubs on it after the race.
Really?
Actually, yeah. Which is the one nice thing about the crate motor, though. We don't burn
Uh-huh.
tires as much.
Not spinning the tires.
Like my left rear, I still have the same one from last year on it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's unreal.
Because you got a crate motor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be darned. Well, look at that brake rotor. Woohoo!
Now, I go through rotors quicker than I go through tires, typically.
Yeah.
Wow, you got it glowing.
I mean, does that come from riding the brake?
I trail brake a lot, yeah.
Yeah. No sparks flying, but
No,
you must be using some different pads. Are them ones that
I don't.
spark
Yeah, I
real
don't
bad?
have the spark.
Do
ones
they
on
have
there.
metal fragments in them, or what? Do you know what makes them spark like that?
I
Look
don't
at here,
know.
old Shaw. Isn't it?
Yep.
This
Yep.
is
Man,
crazy.
he came
He
out
got
of
quick
nowhere.
at the end, yeah.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere. There's a white flag.
That was
Who's gonna
checkered.
Checkered
win
flag.
this? Is that it?
That was
Yeah,
it,
that's
yeah.
it. Wow.
I'm going to say, boy, another lap, the guys will take each other out.
Sean might have got both of us and a couple more.
Good race.
Yeah. The very first night you ever raced, how did that go? Very first time you ever raced. Where was it? I presume it was I-35.
It was I-35, yeah.
Yeah, probably Grand National.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember if I wrecked or... I really don't remember it. I know it was one of my first nights. I wasn't looking far enough out ahead of the nose, and somebody had slowed down in front of me. I hit him. I can't remember though.
Now this looks like it's a picture at the shop. Man,
Mhm.
I think I counted 5 race cars in there.
Yeah, that probably sounds about right. Yeah, there's a lot of Grand Nationals back there.
And plus, I wanted to know about this seat here. What happened to this thing? Looks like it got melted.
It wasn't ours. It has duct tape on it.
Oh, is that what
Yeah.
it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was looking at them race cars and thought, man, that's neat. That's pretty out. Yeah, looks good. Oh, wait a minute. What
Yeah,
happened
it's got
there?
duct tape there.
Somebody playing some tricks or something?
I guess. I don't even remember whose it was.
But anyway, who all's cars are in this shop here?
The white that you barely see in the bottom corner would have been Austin's.
Yeah.
That's mine, the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Buzz's Grand National's the red.
Okay, over here.
And then I can't tell what's in that. The black one in the top left.
Yeah, I don't know. There's
That would have.
pieces of
It
that.
looks black and orange, so that'd be my Grand National.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, this don't look like a good night.
No, that's when I rolled. That's yeah,
And you had to buy another car.
yeah.
Oh, you just destroyed this one.
Mhm.
This is the one that got annihilated.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
that was different.
Just one rollover? Just roll one time, or?
8 times.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Did you go over the edge, or what?
No, it was on the front stretch. I got turned in the right rear on a start, and the left side's dug in, and
Yeah.
I think Austin went underneath me, actually.
Drove underneath
Uh-huh.
it.
Did it knock
Yeah.
you out?
No?
I wanted to ask you, too. I guess that's the last picture. I picked the wreck car for the last.
That's promising.
Now, I think Austin is a college grad. Have you continued your education?
Yeah, I'll get my master's in...
Masters?
Yeah, in 3 weeks. I'll be done.
In what?
It's general business.
General business.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I asked Austin, I think the last time he was on here, when Mom and Dad started getting a little senile, are you guys taking over the track?
I don't know. Hopefully not in the near future, so...
Well, no, I hope not
Mhm.
either, but with the business, I mean, that kind of adds up, don't you think,
Mhm.
Craig? I mean, it's a small business, kind of, or whatever.
Well, Mike was always in some sort of business. He was pretty creative and adventurous.
Mhm.
Does he still have another business? Just
No,
the racetrack.
just the racetrack. I
It's
know,
the
yeah.
racetrack
Wow,
now.
what a test.
Wow.
You're learning a lot from your dad, aren't you?
Mhm. Yep.
Does he cuss a lot?
No, he doesn't at all, actually.
I was gonna say, I've never
He's
been
never...
around him.
I've never heard him cuss before at all, actually.
Really?
No,
He's
he
a heck
always
of a
does.
guy. Raising 2 boys, I swear.
Uh-huh.
If you had to race just one race car, which would it be, the late model or the A model?
I was going to ask him that.
Oh, well,
I always
sorry,
wanted
Greg.
to drive a late model, and last year, when I was struggling with the modified, I would have said late model, but right now I would say modified because I'm doing better in it, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Modified's easier to work on with the front end open and stuff, but I don't know. Right this minute, I would say modified, but I like both, so.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, Houston, I want to thank you for showing up and coming
Mhm.
down here to see us. It's nice to have you on the show finally. Like I
Thank
say,
you.
I think Austin's got you down 3-1. But
Uh-huh.
you keep winning, we're probably going to have
I'll
you
close
back
the
again.
gap.
Yeah, you close the gap. But it's a real pleasure to have you on the show, and I love going to I-35. Like I say, Greg, man, you're going to see some good racing up there. And the thing is, I've say this every time we get talking about I-35, if you can't find something to watch up there that's racing, then there's something wrong, because they race, well, like they had everything from Midwest Lightning sprints, sport compacts, to late models.
Mhm. Stock cars,
Yeah, so I mean,
modifieds, yep.
how much more would you want?
Can't ask for much more,
No,
really. I mean, you're going to
I-
run out of cars.
I guess mod lights, but,
Uh-huh.
you know, whatever, but,
That's enough racing.
yeah, but it's just a fun place to go.
What time would you say on average do you get out of there?
On an average night, I'd say 11 is when
Yeah.
features are done by.
Yeah.
As long as there's no reds or
Yeah,
depends how many cars. Some nights it's 10:30.
yeah. I'm trying to remember, what was it Sunday? Was it 125 or 145?
It was 146,
Wow.
I think, and
Yeah, I was gonna say.
that's without the lightning sprints.
Yeah.
Man.
Without the lightning?
Mhm.
Oh, ooh, gosh. Whew, that's a night's work for anybody
Yes,
right
it
there.
is.
How your mom and dad can do all that, I don't know, but I congratulate them on, having a really good racetrack there. It's really one of the best.
Yeah.
Here in the Midwest. But like I say, Houston, thanks for coming down, man. I appreciate it. Really nice of you to come
Yeah,
down and sit
thank
in
you,
with
guys.
us. It's been a real pleasure. And we're going to scoot Houston out of here, and we got to make a call, and we got Shawnee Lanning. We're going to be getting on the phone, so y'all hang in. Greg, you can do whatever, and I will get a hold of Shawnee.
Thank you, Houston.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
See ya.
Good luck, we'll catch you at the track.
Yep.
Thank you.
Always good having one of the Johnson boys on here. Houston and Austin, named after Texas town.
Yeah, no kidding. It's kind of, well, it's not strange or funny. It's just okay. US 36 got canceled. Did you see that? You want to talk about that?
Well, yeah,
AFCS.
everything's kind of up in the air or canceled. Valley, the sprint car show over tomorrow night, well, the midget show, Power Eye Midgets, is canceled, moved to Sunday, postponed, I guess,
Uh-huh.
moved to Sunday. Plus, their Valley's regular show on Saturday is going to happen as
Hey,
is.
Shawnee.
So,
It's Mike. I'm going to put you on speakerphone, dear.
Friday night stuff about everywhere is already canceled.
Yeah.
Some Saturday night stuff already canceled. Shawnee. Shawnee, is that how you say it, or Shawnee?
Shawnee, like the city, but it's just spelled different.
Ah, I've heard your name a lot. I've seen you race 2 or 3 times. I go up there and I said, "That's a girl. You're pretty awesome.
Do what?
You're pretty awesome. You're a
Yeah.
role model. You got a bunch of little younger ladies that probably look up to you, don't you?
Oh, yes, I have a lot. I like to impact the little kids.
Oh, that's great. And you're not, if you don't mind, how your age is what?
22, but I'll turn 23 in November.
And you've been raced, when did you start racing?
I started when I was 9 years old in go-karts at Thunder Lake,
Oh,
and then I transferred up to modified when I was 18, straight out of high school.
Well, you're one of the only female drivers I've seen that as good as the guys. I mean, seriously, you can see fatigue or whatever. Most female drivers, there's some reason why they're not there at the end of the feature, but you hang tough.
Yeah.
Do you think it's all because of the seat time that you've got, and are you pretty confident?
I'm pretty confident every time I get in the car. The key is to be comfortable, relaxed, and be patient, and be smart. That's a lot of my key every single time. Also, it's just, I got to do what I got to do when I get in, and if I get things done, I get things done. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah. Well, probably talking about driving against the guys, probably some of that power lifting that you did when you were younger has to play into that, because you probably have a stronger upper body than a lot of gals.
Powerlifting did come in key a lot. I was more athletic throughout my high school, mostly growing up. So my athletic background is pretty strong, and getting in the car helps a lot. But I haven't worked out that lately, so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Greg just a second ago mentioned you being a role model, and I'm sure that it is something that you have grown accustomed to because of you being in sports so much in high school and through your adolescence. But does it put any weight on your shoulders, or do you just let it roll off and go out there? Because it's something, like I say, you've been dealing with for quite a while.
Being a role model is one of my biggest pet peeves. I love being a role model for sure. I've coached for 2 years, and I was a role model to some of the females that I coached, and it was exciting. Being a role model for the little kids is what gets me excited for race day, because I get to see their smile when I walk up in the stands and get to talk to them one-on-one.
Yeah, we've got a picture of you and two little young gals here right now. It looks like I-35, I think. And you really seem to have a way with the kids. I know I've seen you interact, especially with some of the younger ones, and man, they just love it.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my goal, is to impact the little kids and get them in, like, more, because that's going to be our future. And helping them to, like, love racing helps a lot.
Absolutely. Now, can you see this picture we've got up now? I'm trying to think if I remember this was 2014 or 15 or 12.
Oh, that was in middle school. Yeah, that's middle school. That was 13, maybe 14.
Okay, and are you in this?
Yeah, I'm in the back under everyone. We were all messing around, and some of us fell. So, yeah, no, I'm in the back on the ground.
Oh, okay.
So who's your role model?
My role model, I would say Jeff Ashley, Terry Ford, Ethan and Lucas Isaacs, my brother Jesse Millick, a lot of them, because all of them are the reason why I love racing so much and that I strive to be better every single time I get in the car.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you used to just go to the races when you were younger, or do you have a family member that raced?
My mom started racing before she had us, and kept on racing until she couldn't do it anymore. And then my brother Jesse and my stepbrother Craig raced go-karts. And then after that, after I saw them race, I wanted to get into it. So I've been racing around my whole life.
Yeah. We've got a terrific picture here now of you standing on your car with your arms up, kind of like, hey, He-Man Jack or whatever. Yeah. That's kind of cute. Is this one of Lisa's pictures?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Frameable.
Yeah, I didn't see no watermark on there, but I mean, honestly, this is a picture that's I'm going to say usually only you see men do in winter circle. Who's the macho man?
Like that. I was actually a bit nervous, but the more, like, I got comfortable with the car Wednesday, because Wednesday at Lakeside I was pretty nervous to race Saturday, which we were supposed to race that Friday, but that got rained out, and then we changed our mind to race Saturday, and then they changed it to Sunday due to the weather. So I was actually pretty nervous to go in this weekend, But the more I practiced Wednesday, the more like I got used to it and comfortable back to where I was. But Sunday when I walked in, I was just a little bit nervous. But after the heat race, I was perfectly fine and I was ready to go.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, you really seem to be drawn to the young kids, and they are to you. You really seem to enjoy this. And, Shawnee, I really believe this. I think that empowers you to another level of competition, because it seems like when it's your time to get out there on the track, that you have a extra level that you go to when you race. And, I mean, you race like no other woman I think I've ever seen race.
I think I have a next level on it. The little kids make me a better person on and off that track, because I know I have to be cold-headed and make sure I don't do anything, because some of them will repeat what I do, and I don't want that. I want to be a great role model for them.
That's really good.
Man, I wish we had more people with that attitude.
Yeah.
It just sounds so great. Here, you probably be a few seconds before you see this, but I think it looks like you're playing softball here. I think.
Blue shirts, blue and white.
Yes. Well, that was my traveling team right before my senior year.
Yeah. And that, there again, just your competitive level is just so high that I see where it drives you, you know, to do some of the things that you do out there. Like I say, I don't think I've ever seen another woman that has the desire to compete against these burly guys, if that's what you want to call them. But, you know, and to go toe-to-toe with them.
Have you had success in other sports as much as you have in racing?
Basketball, it taught me a lot, but basketball, I was always a scorer or one of the top assists. Powerlifting, I was winning almost every meet unless I was tired or had a basketball game, so I would have to miss one. Softball was outfield, so I had a lot of responsibilities in softball. Coaching, I had a lot of the kids looking at me from when I was in school and trying to beat my records in powerlifting. So, like, I had a lot to grow up on and be successful, but I still learn every day, every single time I climb in that car. Like I tell people, I don't win, I learn something every time.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely. And we've got a picture of you here with 2 trophies. Was this from 19 when you won the points deal?
Yes, that was most improved I-35 for Imca in my championship year.
Yeah. And how many wins did you have in that championship year?
6.
6. Man, that's nothing to sneeze at. That EMOD class up there is some tough stuff. Is the only way I know how to put it. And boy, what is this trophy? Holy smokes! That thing must be 6.5 foot tall.
That was the Mike Keene race for the EMOD. There was a $500 to win. That night, I finished first and my brother finished second.
Oh, I bet that was fun.
Oh, yeah. My mom was not too thrilled about that one, but she was happy for both of us.
Gosh, that's big. I don't know that I've ever seen a trophy that tall. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I had my championship in that one sits in the front room, and they barely fit in there.
I was going to say, you'd almost have to add on for that one.
No, we thought we had to. But no, we had to take my championship from my championship year from when that was 7 foot tall and that one apart to get it upstairs.
Take it apart to get it upstairs?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
It's taller than a Christmas tree.
Yeah, here we go.
I
Now,
know we're battling.
here we go. We got like I say, you're going to be on a 20 or 30 second delay, but inside third row, is that where you started, Cindy?
Yes.
And
Yes.
looks like just to me, I think there was one restart, wasn't there?
Yes.
If I remember right. But it looks like just right off the bat, you are in third place and holding on to it. And, of course, then there's that red 17, just
Shadlin.
Shadron Turner, just kind of right there with you. And I think Nick Haynes was in second place to start with.
Yes.
And now Nick was the B-Mod champion last year.
Yes.
Man, I mean,
You guys are waging battle.
and I'm trying to remember who was in first, and I can't remember his name now.
Tyler?
Tyler?
Yeah.
He was actually pretty safe most of this race. There was some of it there where I think you did get up close to him. But early on, it was
Somewhat, but not as close as I wanted to.
pretty, yeah,
A battle, but I didn't get that chance.
yeah.
You're kind of favoring the bottom. Was that because you knew your car would work there and you didn't want a chance on somebody getting by you?
I just put the car wherever it works. It was working on the bottom and the top. My car wasn't actually turning over like I wanted it to, so we're fixing that this week. So it was turning over better on the bottom than it was on the top. So we just stayed on the bottom before I could get the car to turn better.
Did you know Shadman was right there behind you?
Oh, yes, I did.
I was going to say, there were a couple of times there he was up far enough that you could see the nose, so you knew probably by the color who it was.
Yeah, we talked about it in the infield. So, no, I knew he was there.
Yeah. And, of course, Shadron had 4 wins last year in a B-Mod, and just like I told Houston, just an impressive run here, because there's some of this where you guys are just so close to each other.
Yeah, because when I watched my videos this week, I didn't even know we went 4 wide, 3 wide in some of the points of the races.
Yeah, absolutely.
Racy place.
Yeah. What are your expectations for 2021 in the B-Mod? Are you going to go for the points, or will you be doing some racing around? And I know that almost sounds kind of funny.
We'll be racing. This year I get to travel and just relax and enjoy just racing without racing for points. We're also going to take some time off where we can do some vacations and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that'll make it a little bit more enjoyable and a heck of a lot less stressful, I guarantee you.
Oh, yes. Last year was very, very, very stressful after my flip.
Yeah.
So you're not anticipating being in a points battle?
If I am, I am. If I'm not, I'm not. This year's trying to just relax and have fun. If we're in a points battle, we will figure that out when we get to there. But I don't think we will by any chance that I know of.
I don't know. You're awful consistent.
Well, she
Yes.
has to be at the track enough to do it too. If she's traveling, that'll probably take her out of the points deal right there. Because most of these B-Mod guys are pretty regular.
A little off the subject, but Bloomquist has decided not to go after points and not race so much. I think it's because Davenport got ahead of him.
Probably. Now, it looked like you had about as good a challenge there from Shadron, and you had most of the race. Plus, this is where I think you take over second place from Nick. And you were right there in the middle of the track. Not only does it look like that car's handling really well low, but a car width or so up off the bottom, like you are right here in the middle of turn 3 and 4.
You're trying the high side.
The car was pushing, but that's an easy fix, so I'm not worried about that. The car handled, like I said, it handled fine. It just had a little slight push to it, but that's fixable. But I'm excited. I was happy and excited for how the car handled and how we did.
Yeah, I bet. Absolutely. I was going to ask you, and you don't need to go into any specifics, but does this car have a new, different suspension system on the back?
We got a quick change and brand new shock patches, so we just transferred everything over to B-Mod full-fledged. We took all my E-Mod stuff out and put all of the stuff for a B-Mod in.
Okay.
So we did everything we needed to do to make the car fast.
Yeah.
Same car.
Of course, HB chassis, or HBJ chassis, I'll get it. Really, really fast stuff. Like I say, those guys are on top of their game.
What you got for a motor?
Greg wants
HBJs are the reason why, a lot of the reason why I'm fast. Those boys know what they're doing, and fix my car right away if I need something, or if I have a question, or if I don't feel comfortable, they can fix it in a fast as they can.
Yeah. You pretty much moved into second place here now all by yourself. Nobody's up there taking a look or anything. And here you go. It looks like you're switching your line again. She was running around the top, wasn't she, Greg? Now around the bottom.
Yeah, I saw Shatter, and me and him were talking about this in the infield. I saw him on the bottom, and so I told him that, like, I knew he was coming, so I had to take the line from him the last 2 laps.
Huh. Just a terrific run.
Who's the 69?
Tyler, what's his last name?
Tyler.
Cadwallader?
Yeah,
Isn't it Tyler Cadwallader?
yes.
I believe. That was 2 in a row for him, so still got a little stepping up to do. Yet
That's just an amazing performance for somebody just getting a B mod, though.
first time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. You may accidentally end up leading points.
That's not planned, but if it happens, I'll be up there more if that happens.
Now I think we've got a picture of you and another gal here. Is that Shane Roach's wife?
Yes.
Got a rear
That
end
was
up on the left.
last year when my flange decided to blow out in a feature and seized up, and she helped me and my dad. That whole crew up there helped us fix that rear end that weekend before we can be out.
Yeah. I talked to Shane just for a little bit there at the track. I, for some reason, walked down to the suites down there looking for somebody, and him and his wife were standing there. I actually got Shane. You remember Shane Roach from I-70?
Yeah.
I got his phone number, so I told him, I said, hey, we're having these Where Are They Now guys on. We may be giving you a call. But kind of getting back to the HB chassis, like I say, those guys, of course, they both race and just really do well at it with their own chassis. And, man, some fast stuff, really fast stuff. I mean, you're proving that.
Oh, yes, that chassis is, I love it. Ever since I got it, it's been, even though we've had some bad luck with it last year, ever since we got everything rolling in the right way, it's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's all thanks to the boys and their crew for getting everything. But it's mostly them 2 boys that helped me, and their aunt for keeping me calm and focused mostly after the races.
After the races?
No, like during the races. She texted me this Sunday, and she was like, what's the game plan this weekend? And we were going over it. So those 3 play a big part in my racing, along with my crew and my fans and my sponsors.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this on the back of your car. It says, wave to your haters. as you're going by, I guess, is what that means. And of course, here's a picture of, I believe, Ethan with you in the winner's circle. And
Like my last picture. Yes, that was when Ethan, I think, won the week when I was out, or like a week before the last night.
yeah, that was last year,
Yeah.
if I remember correct. But like I say, man, those guys are putting it together. Now, this looks like maybe after a night where you didn't do too good.
That's all it is. Oh, no, I was just eating at home.
Just relaxing.
That's the veg.
Yeah.
No, they call it.
Training, yeah. Mary says you're in training here.
Yeah, that was, I think, just a family dinner.
Yeah, okay. And then this looks like a photo shoot from a few years back.
No, that was something my mom put together for my birthday, I think when I was 18,
Yeah.
or just turned 19.
You just turned 19?
No, I think that's when she either did it for my 18th birthday or my 19th birthday.
Yeah. How old are you now, Shawnee?
22.
22. Nice pictures of you there, girl.
Thank you.
And I think we got another shot from 35. I think that's Mike Taylor III up there on top, back in the EMOD days, I guess.
He's still in the EMOS, but yes, that is Michael Taylor,
Yeah,
the third.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Talking about role models and all that, do you watch NASCAR? Do you keep up with stuff?
Somewhat.
Have you ever met Jennifer Jo Cobb?
No, but she was born and raised in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, they refused her credentials to race in Cup
yeah, I can't believe that.
at Talladega.
Can you?
And that's like sexist.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't believe it.
That's Boulder Dash.
I mean, if anybody's got the qualifications for it, she ought to have it, but,
Does that upset you, Shawnee? No.
I don't keep up with NASCAR. I watch Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. But other than that, I really don't pay attention to NASCAR because NASCAR really don't excite me because I've been around dirt my whole life and it just feels like NASCAR takes forever. So I don't really watch NASCAR, but I think females should be able to race NASCAR whenever they want, but it's up to NASCAR and the fans. Like, I'm glad I get the opportunity to race and have people love me and love the fact that I race. But it's, again, I don't like watching NASCAR because I don't like the steps or how they do it now. If it was just one consistent race without no stages or anything, I think it would be more fun.
Well, let's say you were going to Lucas Oil Speedway to run with USMTS or something like that, and they refused to grant you permission to race. Wouldn't that upset you, though?
Yeah, because Lucas Oil is one of my dream tracks to race. Because ever since I went there a couple of years ago, watched the boat races, I have wanted to race there since, and I have told my dad that. So hopefully that's a goal this year. So that's the plan. Hopefully we can race there this year.
yeah, I bet you make it down there.
I think regardless of whether you're a male or a female, you are a terrific racer, and you deserve everything that you're experiencing. You're living some quality life there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Shawnee, I think we're going to wrap this thing up. Are there any folks out there, sponsors, family, friends, race fans, whatever, you'd like to give a shout out to?
Big thanks to my crew. Without them, I couldn't be able to race and get everything ready. All my sponsors, there's Terry Ford, HBJ Chassis, Don Morgan Enterprise, Ushery Auto Bodies, Moose Lodge, Miss B's Cafe, Teamsters, Rick Hanning Trucking, Dixon Motorsports, and then Cody Burrow and JT Racing Engines. And then Lisa for all the support with all of her pictures.
Yeah.
And then all my fans, they get me motivated every weekend to race. And I love how they support me.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Mary were talking today, and she agrees with me. I think you are probably one of the fan favorites wherever you go. I don't care where you race, and that's so good to see. And like I say, I think a lot of that, Greg, comes from her desire to race and her wanting to do it so bad.
Seems like just a terrific person.
Yeah, but anyway, Shawnee, thank you for talking with us. We appreciate your time, and may not get to race this weekend, but we'll get her done here sometime.
Yeah, that's the plan. I hope we can race this weekend.
Yeah, maybe they'll go Sunday again. I think Sunday's looking pretty good if it don't get too wet, because I think 70 Sunday and then 80 Monday is what I think I've seen on the forecast. But anyway, Shawnee, thanks a lot, girl. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good night.
Good night.
God bless.
Okay.
Well, we had a full show.
Yeah, 8:45. We're still going. There again, I think we covered the full gamut of racing again tonight, and that, like I say, was Ray Lee Goodwin, Knoxville Nationals champion. I'm still...
Oh, man, it was so good to get to talk to him. I've heard stories of him my whole life, and to sit here beside him, and it was entertaining.
Absolutely. Lots of fun.
No, we we brought up about everything that's pertinent, other than I did go Sunday out to
I saw
I-70 Speedway.
Pictures.
What a place.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna be
That
great.
is a top caliber facility. It's deserving of quality, big buck racing.
That's what it was designed for.
Right, and there's kind of controversy that a lot of the locals would like for a weekly show to be there, but think what that's going to do to our community
Uh-huh.
if we have another Saturday night racetrack,
Yeah,
even another Friday night racetrack.
yeah.
And then I think Sunday is the hallowed ground for drag racing when they get to that point. So
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see what they do.
Yeah.
But I met Chris and the general manager there, Travis Hilton,
Mhm.
and Brian Brown was involved in it somehow, and of course Tommy Estes Jr.
Mhm. Yeah.
All sprint car background.
Competition director or something like that.
Right, and we've got a World of Outlaws race coming with War Sprints.
Yeah,
So,
28th, isn't it?
yeah, it's the 30th and the 1st. I
Oh,
think.
okay, 30th.
So, but then it's going to be an awesome show.
Yeah.
And disturbs me that other racetracks are the same night. So,
Yeah.
man, we need to respect I-70 because of its heritage and give them the space it deserves.
I agree.
And
Mhm.
but at the same time, we want to keep all of our racetracks. We don't want to lose any.
Yeah,
of them.
no, I agree. I agree totally. As we have said and other people have said, go out and support your local racetracks. It may not be this week with the rain and the cold, but it's springtime and it's the Midwest. So
Right.
what else do you expect? But anyway, folks, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. As we always say, if you enjoyed the show, call somebody, start a watch party, tell them what we're doing here, let them know what's going on. You know, the more viewers we have, the more popular it'll become, and more people get to watch it because it'll get around in the racing community here in Kansas City. If you didn't like the show, that's okay, because we understand we probably didn't have your favorite driver on this week. But the best thing to do is just check back on Facebook on Cheeseworks videos. Usually I try to get that posted by 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, if not sooner. And you know, you can find out who's going to be on, and there again, you can call somebody, tell someone, start a watch party, do whatever. But I think that's going to do it for tonight. On behalf of Greg Clemens and myself and Miss Devling over there, who's actually got her knee bending all night, working the switcher for us, I want to say good night, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show. Good to see you next week.
Good night.
Good
KC
night.
Raceway, arrive and drive carts. You can drive.
I'll get that, Mary. I don't know if you can get that low.
Alrighty. What a night, Greg.
Yeah. Well, you're getting improving every time I see you, so.